Hey there, folks. I'm Eric Osberg, and we're back with another Rural Rebound conversation. And today we've got Steve Guttormson. He is the Marketing and Development Director at Pioneer Care in Fergus Falls. Steve, thanks for taking some time. And by the way, I love your shirt. Where did you guys come up with those shirts?
Hey Eric, thanks. Thanks for having me on. We actually had an employee that came up with this idea and thought that we should just show our strength and we can do it attitude, and here we are. And I
So
did mine in bright yellow because I wanted to be seen.
I like it. It stands out. That's good. That's good. So Pioneer Care. Explain to folks what Pioneer Care does, where you are, what is Pioneer Care all about?
Sure, Pioneer Care is a long-term care provider in Fergus Falls. We're based in Fergus Falls. Our history is that we're a nonprofit organization that started in the basement of a church with some Lutheran pastors back in 1926. So we're an old organization. We've been around a long time. We began serving people's needs in the community in 1928. And today, on any given day, we're serving about 800 people, both within our walls and out in our community and in the region, really. And we have various living settings. Our flagship is Pioneer Care Center, located in Fergus Falls. And then there's Pioneer Cottages, which would provide memory care, and Pioneer Point, which is an independent living apartment complex. And then we also have what we call Pioneer Link, which is actually technology that we bring out into the community. It's like assistive technology, things like pendant systems, like the button that you press to get help, and medication management that's electronic and remote, that can be in people's homes. All those kinds of things that help people stay in their homes longer as they age. And that we have going basically in 8 to 10 different counties around us.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
yeah, so we're kind of spread out through that, but most of our other work is right here in the Fergus Falls area.
And so the healthcare industry, this is nothing, finding employees or finding workforce in the healthcare industry is challenging. And there's a tremendous amount of opportunity, not only at your facility and other places in Fergus Falls, but in the county. What types of jobs or what types of careers do you folks have available for people that are out there looking for work?
Well, Eric, we have about 300 people on staff at any given time. That's about what it takes to keep everything going and keep everybody served in our living settings. And we hire nurses, registered nurses, licensed practical nurses, or what people, an LPN. We hire nursing assistants, certified nursing assistants, or CNAs. And that's all that kind of the nursing staff, the direct care staff. We also hire people in maintenance, and we have people that work in food service or dietary. And we're set up a little differently that way. It's more of a home environment where we do have a central kitchen, but we also have smaller kitchens within our care center and in our cottages that are more like a residential kitchen. The main idea there is that it's like the home you grew up in. It's like, if you live there, you can smell the bacon frying in the kitchen, and that's a big deal. Food's
Yeah,
a big deal,
absolutely.
and especially when you get older and there's fewer things to enjoy. So we have really unique opportunities in food service, because some are back in the central kitchen where some people are used to working back behind the scenes, and some that are kind of more out in front and more like if you like to host company, then you're just perfect for that kind of position, which puts you out there in one of what we call households in the care center or in the cottages.
So when you're recruiting folks or when folks are considering working at Pioneer Care, what's your go-to? Like why should I work at Pioneer Care? What's special about Pioneer Care? what makes it a great place to work?
Well, we have for a while called it work with purpose. It's a term we use. It's a philosophy that we all share. It's all centered around person-centered care or resident-centered care. We're really known for having a positive working environment, a team that really supports each other. And people say it's like, employers always say, oh, it's like a big happy family. And yeah, well, in this case, I'd really say it is. It is. The cool thing and different thing about Pioneer is, and something we hear from family members of residents, is that they say, so-and-so has become part of our family. When they're talking about someone who is serving and working to care for their loved one. So, that's really something, to become, thought of as another member of the family, and you can't just get that anywhere. And especially in long-term care, that is more typical, but so it's not something you can get at the clinic. If you work as a nurse in the clinic, you see people come and go, and you really never know what happened to them, necessarily. You don't know how they're doing or whatever. Well, here you live with these people basically while you're at work, and you get to get a sense for how they're doing, how their day is, and all of that, and you really just become part of the furniture, I guess, or something,
Well, and okay, so speaking of furniture, one thing I wanted to, and I don't know how to verbalize this. I wish I had B-roll to go over this, but I don't. But your facility is gorgeous. Like, I've been there a few times, and that has to be intentional, right? Like, so what was the mindset, or what was if you can just kind of describe, not necessarily room by room, but what's the overall vibe or feel that you guys are going for aesthetically at Pioneer Care there?
Sure. A few years back, we were still in our original location that was built in 1928. And over the decades, in the 50s, they added a wing to it. And then in the 60s, they added another wing to it. And then the 70s and 80s, they kept adding on to this old brick building that just really couldn't even serve the people of today anymore, because it's 3 levels high with stairways and stuff. And there came a time when they realized we got to do something different. And we decided to build from the ground up. And we opened our care center, Pioneer Care Center, in 2011. And we worked with the architect on it, and the architect really had a philosophy of bringing the outdoors in and connecting residents to the community, and so that they didn't feel isolated. So every resident room has a picture window, has a great big picture window like you'd have in your living room. And we actually are probably, I don't know if I can claim this, but we might be the only nursing home or care center in the state that has a waterfall inside of it.
Yeah.
So, it's like a rapids down a rocky creek. It's really cool. And people, walk in there and they just,
There's like an atrium, and it is. It's calming. You walk by that thing and you can hear the water bubbling, trickling, whatever the description is. And then there's all sorts of artwork. You guys you've intentionally placed wonderful works of art throughout the building too. So
we did, and when we built, we committed a budget to local art. So the thinking there is, again, connecting to the community. A lot of Fergus Falls is really an arts town. It's a really artsy town, and there's some long history of artists and local artists and support of local artists. And you go into people's homes in Fergus Falls, and they have local art on their walls. And we decided it was important to bring that into our care center as well. So we commissioned some larger pieces, and then we also made some pretty major purchases in local galleries and with individual artists to kind of get some art on the walls that people would, always be able to kind of be inspired by or see something new in.
So if somebody's interested in joining the team at Pioneer Care, if they want to learn more about the current jobs or the other career opportunities that you guys have, what's a place where the folks can get more information?
Well, the best place to go to is our website, which is pioneercare.org or pioneercare.org, because we're a nonprofit. And they can also call us at 218-998-1500. They might want to ask for Patty or Susan.
Okay.
And not me.
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't be that much help.
Okay, gotcha. Good delegating, Steve. So anything else you think is important that people need to know about working at Pioneer Care or just Pioneer Care in general?
Well, we just have a lot of fun. We're just, I think people should give us a try and see what it's like. If you are interested, we'd encourage you to, well, right now I would encourage you to stop by, but that's a little tricky. But we are also offering, we do virtual interviews too. So the application and interview process is pretty easy. And we also have a lot of scholarship opportunities for somebody that's just starting out. And even if they want to become a nurse, but they don't know how to get started, we can help walk them through that and get them going in a job maybe that doesn't require that kind of certification yet, and then back them up with funding and scholarship support to help them achieve their goal.
All right. Well, I've always loved my visits with you and at the facility, especially because it is, again, I wish this was more of a visual medium, but it's a gorgeous facility. And if there's anybody out there looking for work and they're looking in the healthcare industry and they want to work with purpose, like you said, make sure to check out Pioneer Care.
Thanks, Eric.